Welcome back and thank you for tuning in to Things They Forgot to Teach You in Business School. I'm your host, Scott Rosen, Advisory Board Member and Managing Director for SRCC Impera GmbH, and today's episode continues the most popular topic our executive MBA candidates ask us about. How do you stop making mistakes when you're presenting? Now, in our last video, we spoke about the big four mistakes that people make when they're up front, and if you missed it, all good, no worries. We put the link in the description below. You can check it out at your own convenience. These are common mistakes which we've both made and seen happen a lot when we're giving our pitch. And learning how to recognize them as or before they happen can vastly improve your presentation. Now again, these are the sorts of things that once you recognize them, they kind of become hard to unsee. So let's get started. Last time we talked a little bit about eye contact. Setting your eyes out towards the audience is going to allow you to engage with them directly, but too much eye contact, however, can be a real problem. Think about it. If someone starts to stare at us while we're in the audience, we start to think, why are they looking at us? Is there something on my face? Did I do something wrong? Am I in trouble? It becomes very disconcerting. This effect is magnified when you start to ask questions to your audience or you start to cold call on them. It can risk singling somebody out, which can start to make you look like a bully and lose your flow. Now remember the rule of two. 2 questions and answers per person. It'll prevent you from playing favorites and it'll help spread your eye contact around so that you become more engaged with the audience. Also, if you start to see someone touch their face, grab their arms, start to close up a little bit, this is their body language telling you that they're uncomfortable with the situation and you should back off. Watch for the signs and you'll start to generate more engagement with your audience. One last fast note on eye contact. When someone asks us a question where we have to recall an abundance of information, many of us think in different directions. In other words, our eyes start to dart upwards, to the side, maybe downwards. Everybody's a little bit different. The thing you need to remember, and that we see an awful lot of, is that when we're giving our answers or we're responding, we have a tendency to forget to reset our eye contact with the audience or directly with the person who's asking us the question. This can really derail your thought process and affect your confidence level. We've seen entrepreneurs and many startup executives give a pitch where someone asks them a question, or they'll even just come up directly to the podium and begin to look at the ceiling. The entire time, 15, 20 minutes, they're doing nothing but looking up or to the side and they are not engaging the audience. This really comes off as being unprofessional and can adversely affect the result of your pitch. Watch your eye contact, especially if someone's going to ask you questions or if you're dealing with the more technical subjects. It can really save your performance in the long run. This next one is very popular. Standing still is simultaneously both the hardest skill to initiate and to halt when you're presenting. A lack of motion from you can create both angst and wonder within your audience. We see many presenters fail to make their points or get their messages successfully across when they're leaning up against a table or a wall to speak with the audience. It's a mid-level mistake, and there's a proper and actual way to stand still from time to time. If you've ever seen a TED Talk, then you know what I'm talking about. Stand firm. Keep your shoulders back with good posture and keep both feet pointed forward. Everything should be placed about shoulders width apart, including your hands. If you can't do that, keep your hands at your side and deliver your points. Your audience has a better chance to remember your message if you stand and deliver it directly and with confidence. Just don't forget to start moving again once you stop. It can be a very powerful or send a very powerful message for you. If you're having trouble standing still, the best thing that you can do is to pick 1 or 2 home points throughout the room and place something there. A glass of water or your notebook or something. And just remember to go and visit those places from time to time. If you're having the opposite problem and you need to get moving again, the glass of water trick also works pretty well. Remember to get a drink or take a sip of coffee directly after you've made your point, and it'll get your feet moving in the right direction again. It might take a little bit of practice 2 or 3 times, but I promise you'll get to it. As you advance your skill set towards becoming a better presenter, you'll find that you may be making a few additional mistakes that you weren't before. Don't worry, this is completely natural and it just shows that you're building your experience levels up. It's especially true once you learn how to move around and work the room. Once you're mobile, you may find yourself walking back and forth very slowly between 2 points, and it can quickly turn into traveling, which can erode your credibility as an ace presenter. It looks like this. You'll start off making your points, and you'll go from one to the next. very slowly. And then eventually you'll come back to the same point that you visited before, where you're pacing like a sentinel guarding an area. After the first 2 or 3 times that your audience sees this, they'll start to think that something is wrong, and it becomes very disconcerting for them. Choose more than one spot to slowly walk to and spread it around. A glass of water placed strategically across the room, at a table, or one other at the podium should provide you with enough places to visit without looking like a commuter and upsetting your audience. So, did any of the mistakes look familiar? Fixing them takes practice, but you can do it. Try testing the tips out at your next opportunity, and if you happen to recognize when someone else is making them, maybe you can help them correct their mistakes too. Well, that's pretty much it for us today. If you have your own tip or some advice which helped you address your own mistakes, please let us know in the comments below. We're always looking to learn, and we really love when you guys chime in and we get a chance to hear from you. Help us out, give us a like if you found it useful, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more tips on how to become a better presenter. More videos are coming, so stay tuned, and definitely check us out on LinkedIn, Zing, or on our corporate site. We'll be teaching at the Frankfurt School of Finance and Management pretty soon, so we look forward to seeing some of you there. If you have specific questions, some ideas, let us know by email. Address is in the description, and good luck with your next presentation. Thank you again for tuning in, and as always, we'll see you next time.